Ciao BLITZ, here, welcome back to the Nerd Side of the Moon. So today is the last day before the BLITZ battle event starts, and as I promised, I wanted to throw at you guys one very interesting team for BLITZ battle Zoro. Now that we knew extra details about the BLITZ battle, that also Zoro is gonna give 3 legends, Luffy's gonna give 3 legends, and Sanji's gonna give 3 legends, and all of them require 5k for Luffy, 5k for Zoro, and 7k for Sanji for the ranking for at least one legend. You may have some interest into going at multiple events, not just Luffy. So for those of you that are interested in going at Zoro, here I have a very interesting team for you. But first, let me change my ship actually to the Flying Dutchman, but you can also keep the Rocket Man if you don't have the Flying Dutchman or the Zunisha ship. While this might be considered a free-to-play team, you actually still need to own Neptune yourself to run this team, even though I'm pretty sure there are variations that run low as a leader that will work just as fine. I'm talking about the Pirate XP boosting low. So why would you go for a Pirate XP boosting team? Well, because if you factor in the fact that you're gonna run at least 200 to 250 runs for 2 legends or even 3 legends, who knows how many runs we're gonna need, you actually want to take as much as you can from these runs you're going to make. So getting as much XP as possible and leveling up as much as you can will make your gems cost be lower and lower. Now, what will you need to run this team? Well, the most important thing you need is actually max the spare sockets. Now, I do know that these are not units that you usually run. As an example, Luffy or Colo Marco or even Neptune, most people do not socket him up or don't max his skill because well, you don't know when you're actually going to use them for an art event. But luckily, one thing is that Neptune skill books are up right now, and second, we have some socket books available from the Colosseum, so I suggest you invest them wisely if you know your team setups already. Now, this is the free-to-play variation of this team, and I will tell you right now the strategy and what you're going to need specifically, but the max the spare sockets are what you need, regardless of whatever happens going through. So stage 1 and stage 2 you don't care much. Now stage 3 is where things get interesting because there is a normal variation where you can just go through normally, kill them all, or just get one turn if you're not too sure on your cooldowns, at least for the first few rounds. And then you're gonna become a veteran. You're gonna know specifically what to do mindlessly, not even watching the screen. You're just gonna blast through. Now on stage 3, what happens? You can have Jinbe just like on Luffy, but now he's gonna have less HP. What does he do? He preemptively shuffles all orbs on the right to bad orbs. Now, so the first thing we do now that we know this information is change Fujitora to the left, since he's Psy and Jinbe is intelligent, so you have more chances to kill him if you get a matching orb of Fujitora and kill him right away. But what you need to know is that below 50%, which you don't want to bring him, you want to either one-shot or bring him right close to 50% and then one-shot in the second turn. He will seal your specials for 2 turns and buff himself with 3 turns of resilience, meaning that you cannot kill him with normal attacks. You have to use attack from a special damage, from the ship, poison, end of turn damage, stuff like this. And this is Jinbe. That is pretty straightforward. He has way less HP. On screen you'll have the exact amount of HP and damage that he does. Stage 4 can be timeskip Brook and timeskip Usopp, intelligent and Psy. Now Brook appears with 4 fodders, and it can preemptively despair your captain for 3 turns, and it's gonna lock your team chain multiplier to 1.5. So it means that your damage output is gonna be lower, but since your Fujitora is boosted, you still have very high chances to one-shot him. On timeskip Usopp, again, he pops up with 3 fodders, and it's gonna again preemptively despair your captains for 3 turns, give your team blindness for 5 turns. It means you have no sound effects. You don't know how the perfects, great, good, like it's gonna be harder to hit them. Below 50% is gonna cut your team's speed by 50% and give you 2 bottom units paralysis for 2 turns. You actually don't want to take him under 50%. Either you one shot again like Jinbe, or you take him just slightly above 50% and then one shot him, because you definitely don't want that to happen. Now you'll see why, because on Zoro we actually need to have some HP. Now on Zoro, stage 5, timeskip Zoro with 5 fodders. So he's gonna pop up with 5 fodders. But that doesn't bother us at all. Now I'll tell you why. So he's gonna preemptively put up a 99 turn debuff protector. It means you cannot delay him, cut his defense, and stuff like this. It's going to rewind your captain special by 3 turns, so you cannot use your Neptune specials for 3 turns, and the rest of your team special is going to be rewinded for 2 turns, by 2 turns, and it's going to receive 2 turns of paralysis. So it means for 2 to 3 turns, you're pretty much frozen. You really cannot do much. And every 2 turns, is going to shuffle all your orbs to either block or bomb orbs and deal 7500 damage at defeat. Now that we know this information, what do we do? As soon as you go in, you want your Sanji to be at 12 turns. At 12 turns of his cooldown. So it doesn't have to be the special ready, but you want your Sanji regardless to be at 12 turns, because you want to use your level 1 special to kill all the fodder. The fodder is going to be very low HP and high defense units. Now, you want to go in 2 ways. You find a way to remove your paralysis, and just like the Luffy video that you can find on my channel, you want to bring units that can remove the paralysis, like Fortnite Beppo or Dharma. Or you find somebody that can deal fixed damage and has a 2 stages, 3 stages, how many stages you want, specials, because when it is rewinded, you cannot use the level 2 anymore, but you can still use your level 1, and it's going to deal 5k fixed damage to all enemies, and it's going to boost his own attack by 1.2, but we don't care about that, because what we're going to do is, we use Sanji, then we do normal attacks just with 1 unit that's paralyzed, and wait for the paralysis to wear off onto Zoro. So we do 1 attack, 1 turn passes, another attack, the other turn passes, and now we're not paralyzed anymore, and we can use all of our specials, except for the 2 Neptunes. You pop up your Marco, because he's in 9 turns when maxed. Even though he's not boosted by the event, he's going to have a low enough cooldown, so you can use him as your type booster, and he's free to play. He's from Colosseum. Then you pop up your Fuji, and give you 3 matching orbs if possible, if they're not block orbs in the way, and boost the orbs by 2 turns. He's gonna be boosted, so even if you were not lucky enough to max him, or even though you went close, just like me, I'm 1 skill up away, you can still use him because he's gonna have 10 less cooldown. And then you use your Kuma. You use Fuji first because he has an higher orb boost, and then you use Kuma just to shuffle your orbs if you get too many block orbs, too many bomb orbs, but mostly your Fujidora is gonna be enough to give you the matching orbs that you need. You want your Kuma to be here because Zoro is going to be text typing, and you want your matching orbs to go to Kuma and to your Neptune, just in case you don't get bother orbs here. But if you bring your Kuma with you, you're going to have full matching orbs regardless. Now, possible variations of this team. Are there any? Yes, there are. The thing is, Neptune, if you have him, ideally you never want to change him. Mine is not max socket, sadly. I will try to max him before tomorrow. Or the day after tomorrow, half stamina starts, which is when I'll start farming Zoro too. But what I'm gonna do, if you have these free recruits, I highly suggest you use them, or also there are some other free-to-play options. But my example is Marco here. I'm not gonna use him, and I'm gonna use Bueno. Why? Because he's boosted by the event, and you can just like that use Bueno. Or what? Your Kuma, your Fujidara doesn't have enough sockets for you? There are other options. An example, Kuma or Fuji can be changed for Recruit Jabra. If you have in max sockets, it's even better, since he's boosted. As an example, hey, Para, I didn't max my Kuma, I didn't max my Fuji because I had Jabra, so I thought it was useless for me. Great, it's good for you. Just use your Jabra. It works even better. So guys, this was it for today. I hope this information was useful for you. If you liked the video, please drop a like, and also consider subscribing if you want more content, because I'm gonna bring more content. As an example, the actual pools on the BLITZ Battle, once it's done, hopefully they're not gonna be dupes. But thank you for watching, very appreciated, and see you in the next video. Ciao pizza, bye bye.